Ultra timeline, Stolas would be extremely sad, and Blitz wouldn't break in to steal the book. As he was having a not divorce party, he would want to get back at Stella. So, to get back at her, he decided to hire a male, well, let's just say escort, so he can have fun. As Stolas was nervous, he didn't know who to hire. He was in the pride ring for this party, so he decided to hire Angel. As we cut to Angel sitting down, Val would say, "Holy crap, someone hired you. It's a prince of the higher levels. It's Prince Stolas, and he wants us to be restrained since he's married. Understand me, Angel, this will be a big gig, so I don't want you to screw it up. Do this, and I'll get you that stuff you want, buttloads of it." Angel would nod as he would go to Stolas' place. As he would go through the front door, Stolas would be there and say, "Hello there. I'm Prince. Angel would say, "You're acting like this is your first time. You have a kid, don't you? This can't be." "Okay, this is my first time with the same. This is stupid. I should just..." Angel would grab his hand and say, "Relax, baby. Let me show you a good time." As Angel would slowly take Stolas' hand and lead him into the bed, as Stolas would say, I don't know, you hired me to do this, didn't you?" "Yeah, just to make my wife mad." "Well, let's make her mad." As then Angel and Stolas would make out, as then they would lay in the bed and have fun. As we cut to the next morning, Angel would be getting up and say, "Very good, cutie," as he kissed him on the lips. As then Stella walked in and began to yell at them both, as Angel just laughed and walked out. As Angel walked out, Stella would start to yell at Stolas, as all Stolas could feel about is how good he felt with Angel, but that was just a job, right? To him, it meant nothing. Stolas knew this, but deep down, as Stella would start to yell at Stolas, as her yelling got more and more intense, as she threatened Stolas, but Stolas didn't really care. All he could think about was Angel. He knew it was just a job to him, but maybe there was something more to it. Maybe he could do something with him. Stolas would decide to visit Angel, as then we would cut to Angel, as Val would be giving him some of the good stuff. Val would smirk, he would give it to Angel. Angel would say, "This isn't extra. You said..." "I don't remember saying extra. Are you calling me a liar? You know what happens to those who call me a liar." Angel would nod and say, "Sorry," as then he would take his stuff and start to walk out. As he would start to walk to the hotel, as Angel sighed, sad and alone, as suddenly he heard footsteps behind him. As he turned around, it was Stolas. As Stolas would look at Angel, he would see him crying. As Angel looked back and say, "Listen, if you want a good time, you can..." Stolas would say, "You can cut the act." "I'm not acting," Angel would say. "This is what I need to..." "Just forget it." As he looked sad and down, Val got to Angel's head. He thought he was nothing but Val's toy. That's all he could ever be. As then Stolas would say, "What's wrong?" Angel would say, "Not like you care. I'm just a quick fix for you. I'm sorry, it's just... I know you didn't..." Angel would simply walk into the hotel. As Stolas would start to look around, as he would start to do some investigating himself. As a few more days would pass, as Stolas looked into it, he found terrible things. He started to realize the terrible things that Val did to Angel. As one day, Stolas would hire Angel once again. Angel would go over to Stolas' place. As Angel and Stolas began to talk, they would also have some fun, just like normal. However, Stolas would then look at Angel and say, "I have a surprise for you." Angel would say, "Yeah? It wasn't cheap, but you were so nice to me. I don't want anyone trapped like you are." As then, Stolas would show Angel his contract to Val, as he paid for it. As then, Stolas would rip it up. "You're free now." As Angel felt free, he didn't know what to say. Angel would say, "Why the F did you do that? I barely even know you. Why would you go through all this? Do you think just because you did that, I'm gonna..." "No, I want you to be free. I want you to be happy." As Angel would then be shocked. He would feel so many emotions. He felt guilt for making someone do that. He felt anger that he needed someone to help him. But most of all, he felt joy for being free. As Angel would cry and hug Stolas. Would say, thank you. Stolas would say, "You're welcome." As then, he would smile. As Stolas and Angel would both look at each other, Stolas would then go back to his place, as Angel would go back to his. As days later, they would actually agree on a real date. As we cut to Angel talking to us, Cuss would say, "So, why are you so nervous?" Angel would say, "This is my first real date. I mean, usually I just go out for appearances, but this is insane." Angel would then go to a restaurant to meet with Stolas, as Stolas and Angel would both talk. Since they had fun together before, they've already know a lot about each other, a lot what each other like, but even though they know each other's personalities, they still wanted to get to know each other more, to learn things that they didn't know. As they would continue to talk, Angel would say, "Listen, I like you, I don't want to do this, but you have a wife, isn't that?" Stolas would say, "Not for long, I'm getting a divorce soon." Angel would then say, "I'm glad," as he would smile and kiss Stolas. "Happy divorce." "Oh, is that messed up to say?" Stolas would then laugh and say, "Don't worry about it, hun." As in, Stolas would go back to his room. As in, Angel would go back to the hotel. As a few months would pass, eventually Stolas would get divorced, and Angel would start to spend more and more time with him, until Angel realized something. He didn't believe in the hotel, he was just using it for rent, but he actually really liked it. He really liked being there. He really liked Husk and having friends there, but he couldn't stay there any longer. He didn't want to get redeemed. He wanted to stay in hell with Stolas. As one day, Angel would go to talk with Charlie. He would go to look at Angel and say, "Hey, Angel, how's your dates been going?" "They've been going good. I need to tell you something. And it might end up not being, well, I know you want me to be redeemed, but I'm happy here with Stolas. So I was thinking maybe I would leave the hotel, move in with them. I understand if you're disappointed," but suddenly Charlie would hug Angel and say, "I'm going to miss you. But true love always comes first." As Charlie would start to cry, "I'm so proud of you, Angel. If you stayed, I know you would have been redeemed." As then Angel would say, "Thank you." Charlie would say, "Of course. I'm so happy for you." Vaggie would say, "I'm happy for you too, Angel." "Goodbye. You were a good guest." Well, halfway through. At the beginning, you were awful. Just awful. I mean, the only reason Angel would say, okay, I get it. As then Angel would start to walk out. As he looked at Husk and said, "Take care, Husk." Husk would say, "Will do." As then Sir Pinchas would say, "Goodbye, Angel." As then Angel would leave. As he would go to Stolas' house. As he would knock on the door, Stolas would answer. And then he would say, "Well, I guess it's official." Stolas would then let him in and say, "Yes, it is, love." As then they would hold each other's hands. As Stolas and Angel then spent more time together, they were happy together. They loved each other. But as the days turned into months, the relationship began to blossom. However, in this timeline, Stolas would never lose Octavia because that little stunt he did. But Octavia would still be distant from him and Angel, as one day she would come to visit him and Angel, as he would say, "Hey, I'm so glad so this is your new thing, huh? You left mother for this?" As Angel would say, "Well, not exactly. I wasn't talking to you," Octavia would say. "Hey, listen, Angel is a nice guy. I know you're angry at me, but don't take that out on, I'm not taking that on him. I'm taking it out on you, Dad." As she would go up to her room. As Angel and Stolas would stare at each other, it would take a long time for Octavia to get used to them. After all, everything was different now. The divorce, Stolas moving in with this strange man. Maybe he loved him more than he loved her. Everything seemed so off. Everything seemed so different now. Everything changed. But over time, Octavia would slowly start to come around to it, as Angel would be a good stepdad to her. And as the years passed, eventually Angel and Stolas would get married. They lived happily ever after, and that's where I'm going to leave things off. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with all your friends. That would mean the world to me. This video was fun to make. I found it enjoyable, you know. But at the same time, these love stories are becoming kind of played out, even for me. So I might take a little bit break from them, but I still love doing them, so I'm not going to stop them completely. I feel like this one had a lot of potential in it. And it's kind of weird, but, you know, Angel actually almost did show up in Hell of a Boss. But they had to cut him because Madhouse bought Has Been Hotel. So basically, Busy Pop owns the rights to Hell of a Boss personally, but she doesn't own Has Been Hotel, but she works on it and gets a certain percentage from it. And that's owned by Madhouse. And Madhouse didn't want to do it. It was like this whole situation. So I don't think there'll be a crossover. It's possible. It's very possible, but Madhouse just doesn't want to do that, I don't think, for whatever reason. Who knows? That's the same reason why... It's the same reason why they made Lucifer depressed, so he wouldn't be involved in any politics, so he wouldn't be in Hell of a Boss either. Because Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss do not want to cross characters. But that's becoming more and more difficult since they showed Lucifer, and he's the king of all hell. So yeah, I hope there is a crossover between the two, or at least Lucifer shows up, or at least someone from Has Been Hotel, you know, not even just for a couple minutes, you know, not even just a full episode. I'll be happy. But, you know, you never know with these sorts of things. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what the companies decide, because it's not about fans, it's about the company. And I saw a very weird complaint. We're saying that the new Hell of a Boss seemed too much like fan fiction. One of these big YouTubers I watch who does reviews saying he's not doing it anymore because it seems too much like fan fiction. But honestly, that's a good thing. Fan fiction is literally the fans writing about their fantasies, writing about what they want to happen in the show. So if the show's making stuff that a fan would write about because they want it to happen, isn't that a good thing? Like, how is that not a compliment? I don't understand how that can't be a compliment. You're literally saying they're making the show as the fans would want it. They're making the show as the fans would want to see. So that's a good thing. Like, and everyone's using it as an insult. That's a good thing. How is that not a good thing? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Can you explain to me how that's not a good thing? Because there's some good fan fictions. Fan fictions are really good. If you make your story like a fan fiction, you're making it like fans would want it. And that's a good thing. How the heck is that not a good thing? I don't understand. Could you elaborate? Could you explain? And as I watch, they just talk about how it's the worst thing ever. And like Hell of a Boss is becoming a greater and greater show. I like the romantic moments. And people are talking bad about Stolas. He's not perfect. That's the whole point of his character. He's not this perfect person. He has flaws. And they don't treat him like he's perfect. He got punished at Octavia leave, and I can still feel bad for him, you know, he's not perfect. Like, what is even happening with the fandom? Why are these people complaining after, like, the show just got 1,000,000 times better, and you don't like it anymore? It doesn't make any sense to me. What is wrong with you? I don't understand. But am I mad at you if you don't like the show anymore? No, I'm not. But I just don't understand why people don't like it anymore. To me, it feels like it's only gotten better. Am I the only one thinking that? Because everyone on the internet seems like it's gotten worse. That's all they say. But I think like it got better. Am I the only one who thinks the show got better? If you think the show's gotten better, let me know in the comments below. Love you all. Peace out. You mean the world to me.